Hey there, what's up? It's Moufarrege from growthevoice.com. It's been a while since I dropped in. I actually just completed a 12-day fast, so I'm back in action, and I'm feeling really good. So I just wanted to make a video to kind of touch bases with you and to kind of ramble on a little bit about something when I first started learning how to sing, something that really, really kind of got on my nerves and something that I struggled with a lot, and that was being told lots of things by teachers. Okay, so I'm going to explain that. So what annoyed me a lot when I was trying to learn how to sing was I felt that many singing teachers could talk a really good game, or they would say the right things, but their ability to actually teach it to me wasn't very good. So what I mean is they'll say things, you go to a lesson and I'll typically say, don't strain, don't strain, keep relaxed, eliminate the tension, one voice, one register. And that really annoyed me because I had no idea how to not strain. I had no idea how to stay relaxed without going to falsetto, Just let it go, just breathe and sing. So I found all that advice useless and it wasn't helpful to me. Being told over and over and over again that it was just one voice, one register, didn't help me at all because I felt more than one voice. I felt I had chest, and I felt I had falsetto, That's not one voice. It feels like I got two voices. So being told one voice, what did that do to me? That basically made me just start yelling because the books I was reading and the teachers I was getting would say, just take your chest voice and don't change anything. The voice doesn't change, it just goes up. So I thought, okay, well, it doesn't change. And I just start yelling and getting stuck because I wouldn't let it change. What I have discovered is that as a teacher, I think it's very important not to sit on the mountain and just talk down to everybody. I think it's very important to be able to relate to where the singer is. So I need to be able to relate to where you are at currently. And if you're having trouble around your break, being told that there's no such thing as a break doesn't help, right? So I would read books and I'd say there's no such thing as Passagio. There's no such thing as a break. It's just one voice. Being told that there is no break is just frustrating because there's a damn break, right? You go up and you have a break and you wonder how the hell do I get through the break? So I've got to talk to you where you're at. I've got to explain things where you're at. And if you're experiencing a break, the first thing you've got to do, if you're experiencing a break from chest to falsetto, so the way you start getting through it is you've got to make sure that you can smooth it out. I made a video on how to discover your mixed voice and how to first start crafting it. It's up here. It's a staccato exercise. So it goes through like and the whole idea of that is because you're just tapping the notes so short, so quick, it doesn't give you a chance to mentally prepare for the break, and your voice will actually just flip by itself. See, the top note was in falsetto. After a while, you can strengthen that falsetto until it sounds like your chest. It sounds like the tone is similar. Now, this is where some teachers get led astray, or some people get led astray because they start thinking that that's the end result of singing, that we want to just bridge to falsetto and make it sound like chest. That's not what you want to do. But I see a lot of teachers teaching that to singers. That's not full voice, okay? That if you're going, you can fool yourself in a scale. You can fool yourself like that. But if you try and stop anywhere on those notes, you'll discover it doesn't hold up. Listen. If I hold it there, if I try and sing something there, it's falsetto, right? Or if I go, I can't sing in there like that. Okay, I can't sing like that. But if I go, I can sing on those notes. I can sing on these notes. I can sing on these notes because they're it's a supported tone. It's connected. You firstly got to start by bridging falsetto very smoothly. And then secondly, what you've got to do is you actually got to start learning how to pull support through the sound. Now that is something that very few people understand. This is where a lot of the SLS people get stuck because a lot of them are against the idea of support. So I want you to try and listen to the differences between these two sounds, and I want you to try and tell me which one's going to grow my voice and which one's going to lead me down a path of frustration and will do nothing to my voice. I want you to try and have a guess here. So I'm going to sit on an A here because I think it's a very telling note. So I'm going to go, at least for my voice. So I'm going to go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, this is the first one. Okay, now listen to the second one. Which one do you think is going to grow my voice? Now, you're probably saying, well, you flipped in a falsetto on both of those, right? And you're going to say, well, the second one didn't sound so good, so it's probably going to be the second one. But why? The answer is why. Why is the first one going to work, and why is the second one not going to work? Okay? Like this one, for example. Mum, 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 mum. Why is that one different to this one? Mum, 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 mum. Why are they different? I'll tell you why they're different. Because this one, mum, 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 I'm pulling support through it. Even though I'm allowing my voice to break, I'm pulling support through it. Okay? What that means is that I'm not having the intention to break the voice. I'm having the intention to actually stretch the chest through, but I'm not stuck in the one-minded idea of trying to yell through it above all else. You know, I pull the chest through, and when it's too much, I let it go. That's different than just letting the voice go immediately with no support. Because if you have no support, your voice will immediately lose tension. Okay? This is the difference. Have a listen here. If you cannot understand this difference, you will never be able to train your voice by yourself. You will need lessons. Okay? Have a listen to this. I'm going to stretch my rubber band, so to speak, with support. Ma, 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 ma. I still allowed myself to flip at the top. Okay? Most people go, oh, you're flipped, that's bad. No. There's a difference. Then to this one. Ma, 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 ma. Second one, I'm letting my voice go. I'm letting the pressure drop. I'm letting the rubber band just... So, when you're singing, even if your voice flips, that's not what determines whether your voice will grow or not. What determines whether your voice will grow or not is whether you're making a continuous stretch on the rubber band from the bottom note to the top note. What that means is the tension in your lower belly must increase from the entire duration of the scale all the way to the top note. So the top note, even if you flip the falsetto, should require the most tension in the belly. Ma, 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 ma. And then that's what will happen. Did you notice it didn't flip that time? Listen again. It's connected tone now because I'm actually increasing the tension. The moment I let go of that tension and do the same thing here, the chest has nothing. It's like you pull back a bow and arrow and just the arrow is not going to go anywhere. Okay, so it's not about whether you flip to falsetto or not. It's about how you flip, because how you flip will determine whether you actually get any benefit from allowing the voice to flip. And this is where a lot of people go wrong. So when you take a vowel or a scale or an exercise, if you don't understand how to apply support and tension through the body down here, all the way to the top of the scale, when you flip, you will get nothing out of the flip. But if you do it the right way, and so what I mean by that is if you get around your break area, F4, or ladies around, let's say B4, if you're experiencing that break and you're like, oh, here comes the break, got to back off now. You know, you're up here, ladies. If you're doing that, you will not build your voice if you continually back off the voice like that. You're changing the volume like this. You're dancing around the voice. The reason why that won't work is because you will never know when you've got this strength to actually continue through the voice, because you're training yourself to always back off. If you do it like this, I'm going to let my voice flip now. If you do it like that, it's a different story. That's going to grow, because I had no intention to let go of the voice. I had the intention to go all the way through and stretch the tension all the way through. Eventually, it will stay connected. Now, that's not all there is to it, but that is a big pivoting point that I have to instruct most singers. The difference between flipping the falsetto this way or flipping the falsetto that way. I'll show you 2 different ways of flipping. I'm going to let it go first. It won't do anything. You could do that for 10 years. It won't do anything. Second way though, if I have to flip, that's different. That's going to grow your voice. That's going to allow you to strengthen that connection from chest to falsetto, so that later, you can lean into it. Now, this isn't all there is to being able to build that power. There is other things and protocols you've got to do, but I'm just explaining the kind of roadmap where you want to start. When I come up here, remember, I can let it go. Won't do anything. I want to pull it through. It's like a rubber band. It's flipping. It's really light, but it's something that will grow from there to the point where later I can really pull that weight through if I desire to later down the track, after I've learnt some other concepts that are covered in my singing program. So we keep going up. Okay, we're on the C sharp, now the D. Alright, so range isn't built by forcing the notes to keep going higher and higher. The range is built through your falsetto, meaning that whatever notes you can sing in falsetto, you can actually eventually learn how to sing in that same range with your full voice. So if your falsetto goes up to an E5, you can actually do it. You can bring your full voice all the way up there. So your range is, building your range is all about building that connection, that bridge, and changing your falsetto into a connected tone. So at first, initially, you may feel that you're going like this. You may feel like it's like that, and then eventually it will get smoother. But your work is not done there. Now, your next step is you've actually got to strengthen that bridge and learn how to keep your chest rolling through it so it stays connected like this. Even up on here. I'm not going to falsetto there. That is my real voice thinning out as I go higher. So as you go higher, your chest voice thins out like this. It tapers off, and your head voice tapers in, right? So basically what's happening is that your chest voice starts off 100%. By the time I reach the high C, I'm down to 40% chest, 60% head kind of thing. And the more weight you want to roll in, you can roll in, say, 70% chest, 30% head, something like that. So it's sort of that the mixed voice is all about percentages. And if you want to learn more about the mixed voice, just check out this link over here, and you can learn more about the mixed voice. But that's that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and this is, there is a lot more to this that I can't really cover in just like a single video. My singing program covers all of this extensively, so make sure you check this out, as well as one-on-one Skype lessons if you wish to do it that way. But I hope you found this really helpful. Drop me a message. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you'd like to see next. What struggles you're having. Don't forget, please share this on any kind of singing forums that you may be hanging out on, because this information may be very helpful and relevant to anyone over there. I know this is a very common kind of issue, so share it around, share it with your friends. I think they'll really get something out of it as well. Thank you.